So let me get this straight. If we don't make it over to the coast within the next 48 hours, she's going to be stuck here for the next 6 months?
Si no llegamos aquí entre 3 días, nos vamos a estar aquí para...
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 127, and today we are talking about monsters. I am Sean Orrid, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Can I please get a receipt for my $5,000 ferry ticket, Jimison?
Oh, sorry, I was early on the...
That was awkward on my part, too. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Take two. Hola.
Oh, okay.
There it is. Wait a second. Awkward dialogue? Interesting start.
Yeah, boy, that sounds it's actually kind of apropos for this movie. Cornelius sings his own theme song wherever he goes. Logan.
I think I'm at a loss. I don't remember. What am I missing?
What do you mean?
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
You know, you guys said that earlier before we started recording, and I was like, I don't think I remember this.
Yep.
Oh well.
It's at the it's the first scene of the movie, and the army guys that save the guy and the girl. They say, "Hey, we got a guy and a girl." It's the very first scene in the movie, and he's like, "Hey," he starts singing "Flight of the Valkyrie," probably because that was the only license that they could, get, and he's like,
This is public domain.
Yeah, it's public domain. He's like, "Hey, everybody should have a theme song, dirt to dur," and then explosion.
So the first 4 or 5 minutes of this movie, totally didn't have audio for it, so that probably would explain why.
That was the only action scene in the movie. You missed it.
It's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Okay, and Sam, they must not have seen Pacific Rim. Big walls don't work. Vector.
Walls never work. Never. I wonder if they made Mexico pay for this one.
Probably.
Oh, nice.
That joke might come up later. So let's pull up a comfy chair and dive into this movie. So this is 2010's Monsters. I'm not giving grief to anyone. I just don't remember how this got on the list.
I put it on it.
Okay.
Then you're a terrible person.
This is so this will be our second week in a row with a super low budget movie.
Yes.
And frankly, I'm looking forward to next week where we get a movie that registered in the multi-million-dollar budget. Because I'm actually growing weary of going, well, for the budget, this movie looked good. But the rest wasn't.
One of the reasons I wanted to put this on here is because of Gareth Edwards.
Okay, do you know him? Do you owe him a favor?
No, this movie got him Godzilla, and then
directing.
Godzilla got him Rogue One.
Yeah.
This is the guy that's directing Rogue One?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna feel a little bad about ripping apart his movie now.
Well,
No,
don't because everybody learned somewhere, but you also look at how much it was to make it. So.
I will. Okay, so we'll get there. I will say this: Sam Raimi started off with The Evil Dead, and then went on to make $3 billion movies in the 3 Spider-Man movies, as well as a handful of other pretty good movies like the second Wizard of Oz movie, the prequel Wizard of Oz movie, and some other fine movies. But what is Monsters? In case you don't know, like most of you probably don't, what is Monsters?
I got this one.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Oh, you got this, Corny? Go ahead.
All right, sorry. Stall for just a second. I got the perfect intro for this.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's a good segue. I'm going to have to leave because my boss just called. I need to pick up his daughter and bring her across the border. So
Right.
I'll be back in a few.
So do you have any survival skills to do that?
I can take pictures.
Oh, okay. Then clearly that you're the best man for the job.
I'm sure we could just make it up as we go.
My daughter is also attractive. Is that going to be an issue?
No.
No, man. I'm never going to try to sleep with her. No, not at all.
Not at all.
Okay, so here's the intro. I got
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right. In order to power the city, monsters have to scare children so they scream. However, the children are toxic to the monsters, and after a child gets through, two monsters realize things may not be what they think.
I wish we watched that movie.
It would have been better.
Wait. Let's see if we can keep going there. Oh, shoot. I had it up. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Here we go. All right. Based on the life of Eileen Wuornos, a Daytona Beach prostitute who
Nice.
became a serial killer.
That's the one that won Charlize Theron her Oscar.
Yeah, where she shaved off her eyebrows like, what's her name does?
Whoopi
The girl from
Goldberg?
Stardust.
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes.
I was going to say someone that actually does. That's Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
I don't know why you have a weird affliction against Claire Danes. She's a wonderful human being and a beautiful
I'm sure
woman.
she is.
So, Andrew,
All right,
the actual movie, please, sir.
All right. Monster-in-Law.
No. That was great.
I'm sorry.
This is the one with Billy Bob Thornton in it, right?
Oh, no, that's Monsters
Yeah.
Ball.
After a family tragedy, a
Make me
racist
feel
prison
good.
guard.
Don't lie.
All right.
None of y'all watched that movie after that sex scene.
I'd never seen the movie in the first place.
Okay. Anyway.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
6 years after Earth has suffered an alien invasion, a cynical journalist, well, I don't think that's fair to call him cynical. He's just a guy. He's trying to make his life better. He agrees to escort a shaken American tourist through an infected zone in Mexico to the safety of the U.S. border. Now, what is it infected by? We don't know. Doesn't say.
It's just Mexico. It's just infected.
It's Mexico. It's infected. Ask Donald Trump. He can tell.
Yeah.
The girl's name was Boo.
No. All right. So this is 2010's Monsters, which Gareth Edwards, again, was because of this movie, like Sam said, was able to go on and do bigger and better things. So good for him. However, in fairness, Godzilla wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
so
that's why I'm so scared that to get the hype up of this new Star Wars film.
Right. Well, it's got
especially
some.
after this new trailer.
It's got some,
and the reshoots.
Yeah, they've had a lot of reshoots, which is kind of weird and scary. But it's got Ip Man in it, so I'm excited for that. Who I think is going to be a blind Jedi who just doesn't.
He's not a Jedi. I read today he is not a Jedi, but he is blind.
Well, he should be a Jedi. That would make it cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
basically, this is Ip Man 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Cool. So, Sam, I think you're the only one that had seen this before.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will do our typical intro. Andrew, your kind of initial thoughts, sir.
Okay. Saw the the preview picture on Netflix, and I thought, okay, this is called Monsters. It's going to be kind of scary, or it might be a little bit of a thriller. We could see some action. We might get a jolt here and there. Something might pop out and scare us. And we got none of that. I really wanted to like the movie, and I found myself watching the movie waiting, even to the last moment of the movie. I found myself waiting for the
payoff
jolt.
Yeah.
The payoff, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it never came. And so I don't even really know where to begin. The dialogue is awkward, which we've mentioned. The chemistry between which, after doing a little research on this movie, the director says that he chose these two main characters because they were dating in real life, and he thought, hey, they'll be great together. I don't think so. I don't think they were at all. I didn't see the chemistry. I honestly thought some of the better acting came from some of the locals who were not actors.
Right, because they weren't acting. They were just being themselves.
So I don't know. It didn't go anywhere. I was bored the whole time, and it made me think of Hank from Finding Dory.
I haven't seen that. He's the octopus, I guess.
Yeah. You need to see it.
It's a good one. Yeah, go see it.
Well, speaking of octopus, we watched today at work. I had to work late tonight, so I hadn't seen Declan awake in 48 hours because I had to do a gig last night. So they came to work tonight and had dinner with me at work, and we watched The Penguins of Madagascar, the movie, and the bad guy is a giant octopus. So that's kind of strange. I just now realized that. Corny.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say our Batman versus Superman boy, Scooter McHarry, didn't deliver.
He's in BVS?
Yes, he is.
What is he in that?
He is Wally, the parkour handicap guy.
Oh.
Parkour.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at him. Doing something good. Well, good for you, sir. All right. Corny.
Parkour. All right. So
I do like how he was in 12 Years a Slave. He was brown.
I don't think he was.
I don't think.
Could have fooled me. Yeah.
He was such a good actor. That's exactly. Maybe we should actually really respect this guy. So I missed the first couple minutes of the movie. I had no audio. I don't know why. Then I guess I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But as the movie went on, kind of like Andrew, I was kept waiting for something to happen, and it was just a really even keel movie. I think this is. I mean, you have to watch it to see what's going on. I think a lot of the things were kind of stupid in terms of how do we approach this issue. First of all, you just don't oversleep. You get up early and you're on the boat, and this problem is solved. But hey, what am I? Who do I know?
Right.
And on top of that, when they're at the gas station towards the end, and you get the situation where they're just kind of chilling and looking, I expected one of those things to eat one of those two, and it didn't happen. So I was actually very disappointed by that. And somehow. Okay,
never mind. Okay, never mind. So you, I guess since you didn't have audio, you missed it. Okay, we'll get there. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, Sean.
You do.
Oh, snap. So this whole movie has just been ruined by the first 4 minutes of me not hearing it.
Yeah, it actually.
A little bit.
Well, in fairness to you, Corny, I only know what I'm about to say. I know is because I had to go back and do. I had to go back to the beginning of the movie because of something I read in the trivia, and in preparation, for the attempted pulling of clips. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I got it. I'm gonna guess. It's okay. So this whole thing is based on Fred Savage finding an incredible world of monsters under his bed.
I wish that was the case with Little Monsters, which is a good movie. No, basically what it is spoiler alert, but it's a 6-year-old movie. The intro clip with the guys singing the Flight of the Valkyrie, which you didn't hear, but it was that night vision guys in the Humvees. That was the people who had rescued them at the end of the gas station. So the movie starts with what happens at the end of the movie. So she dead. She is dead. Yeah. So the movie.
She didn't want to go home. She got her wish.
Yeah, she doesn't go home. Yeah, and so the guy screaming on the ground, "Somebody help us! Help us!" That's Scoot McLovin. Yeah.
Boot, Scoot, and Boogie.
Yeah, that's him. So then we get the movie to that point, but he's so on camera for literally, a few seconds that you don't really think about it. That was the one clever part of the movie, in my opinion. What were you going to say, Andrew?
Well, that would have made the movie a lot better. Hold on. This is terrible. I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I watched it and didn't catch that until I was watching an interview with the director, Leif Garrett, or whatever his name is. And he actually said that, and I thought, oh, okay, now that makes a little more sense.
Yeah. Sorry, so Corny, were you done?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh
jump
yeah,
on you,
but for the most part, it's just kind of like an even kill kind of movie. I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think it was awesome. I mean, if I had flipped a coin about this movie, it would land on its side, and then I would actually wonder why physics stopped.
Right. Well, common sense stopped in this movie, so maybe that's the same thing.
That's true. While we're talking, I'm actually going back to watch the beginning of this movie.
Well, I mean, unless you have the volume up in your headphones, you need to hear what's happening. Sam.
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. This was a movie I put on the list. For some reason, I'm a big sucker of post-apocalyptic movie type of things.
I think just Big Sucker works as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that probably true. But I like these types of movies, and I watched this a little while ago. Corny is entirely right. This is about as even keel a movie as you can get. There's not going to be gigantic scenes in this type of thing, and I kind of liked it because of it. It was more, it was about the mood of the film than it was the actual monsters themselves. I'm with some of the comments in terms of, boy. Even the chemistry between the two, I just couldn't see, even though I'm sure Sean has some trivia later to tell us about that. But they just didn't seem... She was too pretty for this role. Let's just say that. She didn't strike me as somebody who was in Mexico lost, or whatever she was.
Wasn't she there as she was like helping out? Was she like an aid worker or something?
I don't know. I guess. But
I don't know either. If you don't know and you've seen it twice.
Yeah, I didn't buy her in that role. She was a problem. But I did enjoy the way he was able to kind of create these monsters in the background almost. Knowing what it takes to make a CGI monster, I thought he did fairly well with the tools he had. But it is even killed. It's not going to win any races in terms of box office success. But I kind of liked the movie when I saw it the first time.
I thought you said it wasn't going to win any awards, to which I was actually going to argue because it did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, no, it was nominated for a BAFTA Film Award.
Okay.
It did win. Actually, no, it did win awards. I mean, all like on the local circuit.
Yeah.
It won Best International Film for Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. It won for the Austin Film Critics Association for Best First Film by Gareth. British Independent Film for Achievement in Production, Best Technical Achievement.
Did it win a Woody?
The one biggest asset this film does have, though, is that it makes you feel like this is a real thing, like this is a real place, and they were having real problems in this area. It felt organic, and I thought that was just a neat way to do it. And I'm hoping he brings that with him to Star Wars, and is able to kind of really put us in the scene, and make us feel like soldiers that are in there as well.
Right.
So while that was going on, I actually went back and just watched the beginning of it. You see her dead on the ground?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Good job.
It actually kind of changes the film now, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. I think it actually makes it a little better.
Well, damn, I can't believe I missed it.
Yeah. So again, but I only knew that because I read the trivia about that scene particularly, and I went back and kind of watched some stuff. So super low budget movie. All right. Anybody want to guess the budget?
It's been clever throughout the film. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone want to guess the budget? Yeesh. Noise.
I know, so I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, I did look on this one, so I'm not gonna guess it.
Okay. Corny, you want to take a shot then?
I'm gonna go with $8.5 million.
Yeah, if only. He shot this thing on $500,000.
That is impressive.
It actually is impressive.
It really is.
That is really impressive.
Yeah, it actually genuinely is impressive. So most of that money went to cast and to the crew of 8 or 7. He had no filming locations. He had no sets. Everything is what you would call guerrilla style. Just run and gun. You put a camera on a shoulder and you just go. And then you film a scene and then you get permission later. And hope that they give you permission. So that probably happened a bunch of times when they stuck a camera in someone's face and it's like, I don't want to be on camera. You can't use my face and my likeness. So with all of that being said, the movie actually looks really good. For now, the technology and filming has come to the point where a $500,000 film can have some good qualities to make it look like. I mean, Corny, you thought it was an $8 million film. I mean, if I would have
kind of be a little. I mean, I guess if I were, kind of being serious, I was joking a little bit. I actually would have thought maybe 2 or 3 million.
Honestly, if I would have said 10 million, I don't really think anyone would have been surprised, because it had a pretty good look to it. So that's not the stuff that I'm going to make fun of in this movie, in this podcast.
No, it has a great look. It really does.
It really does. And for what he had, I mean, he went and bought some visual aid software, some graphic software, at home, and he did it on his machine at home. So like the monsters you see, I'm very, very okay with never fully getting a big picture of what the monster looked like.
Yeah.
Like, I think Cloverfield was great at that. You don't see the monster until the very end, and even then you don't see it very well. I like those kind of movies because your imagination can be better than what's on screen. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with that. And is it a cheat because he was low budget? Fine. But I'm okay with that as a filmmaker's decision.
Work with what you got.
Right. Yeah, you just do what you can, right? So, and I think movies as quote-unquote horror genre movies are most successful when you're not quite sure what's chasing you. I think that's scarier. We watched, I remember watching House on Haunted Hill. It was a remake. And the movie was actually kind of creepy until the end when you see the thing that's chasing them, and it's basically it's a floating ink blot. It's like a Rorschach test chasing you, and it was really unscary. I was like, oh, that looks like something from Star Trek. Like 1987 Star Trek that killed, a trash bag that killed Trotch Yar, kind of a thing. So
it's basically the opening scene to the 1950s Doctor Who.
Okay. Thanks, Chad. So
You're welcome.
It was a different time.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for it.
It was a different time.
So it was Chad. So things that I am gonna. He's not dead. He's just married with a kid. It's the same thing. So some of the things that
I'm glad our wives don't listen to this thing.
Oh yeah, no joke. Some of the things that I am gonna kind of poke fun of is the same stuff that we made fun of in the last episode with Final Girl, right? Final Girl looked, for the most part, except for Super Powerful Moon, looked pretty good for a super low budget film. The stuff that we made fun of is stuff you can control, right? Yes. So, Sam, to your point, like the miscasting, I thought I'm okay with attractive damsel in distress, because if I'm going to have to look at a shaky cam movie, at least I got a pretty girl to look at. Yeah. I don't get the whole bit with the sprained wrist. I don't know if that was meant for her to feel more vulnerable. Or
that's the only thing I think it was just not a pity me, but I
don't know. It's or back in the 90s and 80s, there was a kind of a hard cut in the 2000s where actors always smoked on TV and then it just stopped. And a lot of it was just because actors wanted something to do with their hands. So they would just light cigarettes. Because it was kind of a cool physical action, whatever. So I just kind of felt like she just didn't know what to do with her hands, so she just kept taking that wrist brace off so they would have an excuse to talk about the engagement ring. So it was an awkward segue piece.
It would have been better to have a Ricky Bobby moment.
Yes.
What do I do with my hands?
She's holding them up in her face. What do I do? Yeah, that would have been better.
Or if she would just, punch the alien with the ring, and it would fall down,
I still don't think
No?
that ring
Okay.
was $10,000. But anyway, so
In Mexican dollars, it is.
well, in pesos, I guess. I don't know. So things that really bothered me, and I mean really bothered me. Again, it's all script based. Now, I read the trivia. There is no script. This was the same problem we had with Drinking Buddies.
Another way of saving money was to apparently not write anything down.
Right. So they just kind of made stuff up, but that was the problem. So we've seen this movie before, right? Where there's a person in distress, typically a girl, and though the movie that specifically comes to mind is Congo, so in that case it was the son. So the rich conglomerate man sends a team of people to save his son. Ultimately, it was for the diamonds, blah, blah, blah. But he was super rich man and sent a huge team and, Ernie Hudson down to save the son, right?
Yep.
So
he saw shit that turned him white.
Right. So
and just don't eat his sesame cake.
That was a different guy. That was Delroy Lindo.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
But I don't think I have any of Ernie Hudson's clips on my machine. I might, but anyway. I mean, do you want me to look? Is that what you want? No? Okay.
No, we're good.
Okay. But so you're telling me that super rich man sends this freelance photographer to pick up his precious cargo only daughter? Like, really? That's
Hey, while you're down there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a place as dangerous as that.
right. Yeah, since you're down there, can you mind picking up a jug of milk? Oh, and my daughter, right? So that first kind of dumb, okay?
Yeah. Well, that going along with that, when she's talking to him on the phone, the dad said, "Is that the guy?" It's like he doesn't even know him.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like letting a stranger bring your kid home.
Right. So then,
which I don't advise
right.
usually.
So then,
What?
and so he just does it because he's quote unquote the boss. So my other beef with that is, why wouldn't the boss then just immediately, again? So we're this is 2010, and according to the trivia, it's actually the future. So it's like 2016, 2017 or something. Okay, so it's not like we're in the 1960s here. Okay, no one had a cell phone. Why did no one have a cell phone? Have the?
Are there cell towers in Mexico?
I'm sure there are, but I know you're being funny. But I mean, seriously, no one had a cell phone. That was a big issue. Number two, Western Union exists in Mexico. Wire him some money so that there's no issue. So when he loses the ticket, and they're like, well, it's going to cost you $10,000, which also doesn't make sense. Wait, these people are waiting in line to pay $10,000 to go the dangerous way when $5,000 gets you on the ferry? What? That doesn't make sense.
No. I think you're confusing it because the $10,000 turned into $10,000 because of the situation getting worse. Supply and demand happened, basically.
Yeah, but it was $10,000 to walk the dangerous path. It was still $5,000 on the ferry. Well, the ferry was no more.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't?
Yeah, he made the comment, "It'll cost you more to walk."
Right. He actually says that.
Mm-hmm.
So the director told him to say that. So.
I didn't. Okay. I guess apparently didn't pay that good of attention to it.
Well, so my problem is like if he says it's going to cost
Don't worry,
$10,000.
Sam. It's easy.
Well, even before that, let's go back to before that when he's haggling for the $5,000. You just call up her dad. Hey, it's going to cost $5,000. No problem. I'll Western Union it down to you, and you'll have it in an hour.
Well, see, the problem with the monsters and their electrical impulses have destroyed the telecommunication network between the two countries.
Stop it! You are fishing now for a plot that doesn't exist. You're trying to make the movie better. If you're gonna if you're gonna tell me that Mexico is so third world country that they don't have the ability to download ones and zeros to create dollar amount, no.
We're talking about southern Mexico.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter that the internet still exists in Mexico. He has an iPhone. He pulls his iPhone out and says, "Okay, I've just been given $10,000 in my PayPal account."
Now but it's all in Spanish. So you've got to do the translating. It's kind of hard.
Again, these are non-issues that you're creating here. So like that was I'm sitting here screaming. I was in my office with my door shut, screaming at my TV or my computer, going, "That doesn't make any sense." And so then he buys the ticket, right? And then they go out and they get drunk, and he's trying to sleep with her, and she has zero interest, which was hilarious. So then he hooks up with some chick who robs him, doesn't steal the $5,000 camera he's got in his bag, just his passport and the ferry ticket. Okay, that's not...
Maybe that's all she wanted.
She would have taken the camera, too. I would have taken the camera. It was a nice camera. And the lenses he had? That's... Do what?
Thief.
Well, she stole his other stuff. What the heck? I mean, anyway. So...
That's a good point. Hey, what she should have done is just pooped in the bed after she left. I mean, because after everything else, what else do you have left, you know?
Right.
You took my dignity. You took my license. Now
wait, is that
poop in the bed? There is poop in the bed.
He called this shit poop.
So it was...
Well, here's the problem, Sean, and here is the biggest problem with your logic. The movie wouldn't have happened if that would have happened.
I understand that in order for the movie to happen, these horrific scenarios have to happen. But it was more like sitcom-ish, you know? Like, people in sitcoms put themselves... It's like an I Love Lucy episode, you know? A real normal person would just stop the candy conveyor belt instead of sticking the chocolate down her shirt. But that's funny, right?
Oh, I was totally thinking that scene.
Right? Like... A normal human being would be like, whoa, we gotta stop. But no, she's I Love Lucy. She sticks them in her mouth and down her shirt, and it's funny. So this movie is doing that to us, but it's not funny. Because normal human beings wouldn't act this way. So I would have been better? That's not the phrase. I would have been more happy. Let's say this. They get the ticket for the ferry, okay? And let's say they have all the money in the world. We got as much money as you can because her father gave me all this money. And they buy the ticket for the boat. Either he gets robbed or not, it doesn't matter, right? He still has all that other technology. You can still have that movie. And then they get there the next day. I can't, the ferries are all gone. Or you can make it even more crazy and ridiculous and say, a monster came last night and blew and destroyed all the boats. With people on it. Now you can make it really sad. I mean, that was the whole point of him, right? He was looking for something sad so that he can get his $50,000 so he can get a picture of a girl, which reminded me of that Nightcrawler movie we watched.
Yeah.
Of him. Thank you. Man, you were ready for it.
I don't know if I felt that coming, but
like that was almost like it's just an involuntary reaction, you know. Like I punch you in the nuts, you say "ow," you know. Someone's like you're in a Dick's Sporting Goods, and someone's like, I need to get me some night crawlers for fishing, and you're over there in Sporting Goods looking at a used Michael Vick jersey you can buy, and that's what you hear. I don't know why I said Michael Vick. It's just the first person that came to mind. Sorry.
I was like, really?
I don't know.
That's the one you're going to go with.
Okay. Eagles fan.
We're very topical. Yeah, very topical on this podcast.
You're an Eagles fan. Who do you want? Brian Dawkins.
Okay. B-Dawk?
Yeah. Well, in Dawk we trust. So, anyway, so like... That stuff can be fixed, though, right?
Well, I mean, but you've got budget problems. I think you could have said something in terms of some sort of communication blockage that would explain it. But I just.
But nothing I have come up with, no solution I've come up with is going to cost you any more money. It's just a different way of delivering lines.
Yeah, well, just blowing up a darn.
I'm not saying
ferry?
show it. Who cares? You don't have to show it. You just come in the next day. You have a CGI ferry upside down or broken half. I mean, they had a CGI F-18 in the water that looked not bad.
Good.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. I don't think F-18s float, but
The second time you watch it, you can certainly notice that it's.
Well, actually, Yoda was standing on the bank.
is that what was happening? Maybe that's what it is. Those monsters are just Jedi. Okay, so that's my issue, Sam. I know you're trying to defend your movie, and that's
Well, I'm not, well. Believe me, it has its problems, and I'm not sitting here saying, this is the greatest movie in the world. I'm just trying to, I don't know. Maybe I am trying to defend it, but I have no reason to.
Well,
other than to annoy the snot out of you.
Well, you're not annoying me, but it might be simply is that you don't want to admit that the director made some bad choices because that might mean that Rogue One's going to make some bad choices.
I know, God, I hope not. But the reshoots really have me worried.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing inside me, and I think maybe corny because we both love the Spider-Man movies. Of why we would defend to the grave that the Evil Dead movies are good movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone comes up and says, man, that's a dumb movie, like, hell, it's not. It's brilliant. That green paint that they used was amazing. The fact that he chops off his hand and then puts a book on top of a bucket to hold his hand that says farewell to arms, brilliant. Brilliant filmmaking. So I kind of understand what you're doing. But I'm just saying that there was, if maybe he could have spent some money by just thinking out some of the stuff, just stay in a hotel room and I don't know. I guess I've worked on film sets that were small enough that even as the sound guy, I actually went to the director and said, "This doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this?" And then they were like, "Actually, you're kind of right. This doesn't make any sense." Like I've now a couple of times I was like, you're told, "Shut the hell up, sound guy. Go over there and boom under the horse." So,
question: is that why Palmetto Point was
I actually had nothing to do with that. I wanted no part of that. I just wanted my paycheck.
That would have been a constant dialogue between you and the director of that thing.
Well, I will say this on that one. The first and third episodes with the director, I did not have a good relationship with. That director, he actually tried to fire me on one of the episodes. But a director doesn't have that kind of power over crew. And it was really dumb. Basically, because we were a small crew, I was in charge of all the audio and all of the vehicles on set. Transpo captain is what it's called. So we had a scene where rich kid comes into town for just this particular episode, and we went and borrowed a Chrysler Crossfire, that little sports car that they have, from the local dealership. So I signed my name to this thing, right? So I drive it. And I said, I'm the only one that drives the vehicle because the actor doesn't actually drive it. They don't even put it in, like you just turn the key but not the motor, and then you just put it in neutral, and then you roll it 2 inches to make it look like you're coming to a stop, and then the actor gets out, whatever. We're literally just establishing he's rich. And the director physically took the keys out of my hand and got in the car, and I stood in front of the car to prevent him from moving. I'm like, you are not going to drive this car, sir, because if you wreck it, my name is on it, and I don't have 40 grand, 50 grand to pay for this car. And after standing my ground, eventually he got out and he stuck his finger on my chest and he's like, "I'll fire your ass," and this and that and the other. And then the assistant director came up to me and was like, "He can't fire you. You're fine. Don't worry about it." So, and one of the other producers was like, who was my boss at the internship, he was like, "Dude, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You did your job. He can't fire you. He's an idiot." So anyway, there's a random story for you. I apologize. So
Then the horse trotted over, and you're like, I've got the sound.
Damn it, horse! Why are you here in this weird teen drama? What the hell? Go back to that Western that I haven't done yet.
I don't know, Sean.
Right. It's so funny, Sam. Didn't you put something like that on Facebook? I wonder if people are like, what the hell is he talking about? Didn't we do... I put something on Facebook about that, right?
Oh, what was it?
You said something about booming under the horse, and I said, I'm not usually under horses long
Under
enough
horse.
to text or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure people are like, what the hell are they talking about? So, anyway. And if you're listening and you're not friends with us on Facebook, you have no idea what we're talking about either, but whatever.
Sean does things with horses.
Yeah, mostly under them.
This is getting weird. Stop. This is not a thing. Okay, so back to this movie.
Yes.
Okay, somebody mentioned bad chemistry.
Yes.
And I think actually Andrew is making fun of the intro with him saying that he was what was the intro? He said he was grouchy. He was what? He was salty. What was he?
Cynical.
He was just a douche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
But he wasn't good at being a douche. You know, like, if you're going to be a douche, be good at it.
Yeah, I just kind of got tired of him. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Hey, come on. We got to go. We got to go. Come on, let's go. And then they get there and they just drink beer. I just seem dumb. I don't know. None of his decision-making skills were very good, apparently, to me.
You know what? Those last few sentences sounded like a night out with us. Come on, let's go.
Damn it, Sam, let's go. Come on, put the beer down.
Then we just get there and drink beer.
Yeah.
And nothing makes sense.
That's just true. Yeah. One of my notes, I'm so confused. It's 2010, and I wrote like 15 exclamation points. Why can't they just call her dad, wire some money, Western Union?
Or have him fly a chopper down there.
I mean, they're
he was rich enough.
Here's my other question, Sam, since you are dubbed liker of this movie. I never quite understood how come the aliens were dangerous.
I didn't understand that either. Other than the fact they were large and can like
they can step on things.
F-16s. Yeah.
They
never really seemed threatening.
Right.
Other than at night in the woods when they picked up the trucks, it never felt like, it was going to be too dangerous.
Right. I just was so confused at how so many people are dying by these things. They seem to move kind of slow. They just look like big. I mean, basically, it's like having a 40-foot tall cow.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
that yelled like whales.
Right. Yeah, they sounded like humpback whales. Just get out of the way. I don't know. It just seems strange. Like, how are these things knocking down fighter jets? I mean, that seems strange to me. It's not like this thing is King Kong on the side of a mountain, on the side of a building, fighting off biplanes. These are jet fighters going very fast. There's no reason why these things should have ever have succeeded. And
well, now in all fairness,
okay,
when they start in the mood, they get in the mood. They move a little faster and they light up and sometimes they get a little carried away. And
so you're saying when the aliens are doing it, and then the fighters come over, they're like, oh hey, now we have some energy, let's fight. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
I don't know what's going on, but damn, this sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm so scared right now.
Is that what we're supposed to infer from the end of the movie? Is that these things are actually just these giant, gentle aliens that are just here, that they don't know any better, and
well, it's like any other animal in nature. They're normally fine, and they're normally scared of people. But when they're in heat during the rut, they're crazy. They'll just take stuff down.
They crazy.
Did you guys think that the big wall, the Great Wall of America, having a big door in it seemed real dumb?
Yeah, I was like,
you're gonna have a
There was
wall.
no
You need
door. It
some
was
sort
just
of door. Yeah.
a gap in the wall.
Right, but I mean, it's not like it was the wall from the from Game of Thrones where you had a gate and then 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 the other side. This was the wall stopped and then another wall started and there was a road. What? That's not stopping anything. Are you just hoping that they never come to that particular point in the road?
Maybe it's like that thing in Neverending Story where they've got two naked statues that shoot beams.
They shoot
out
the
of their
lasers.
eyes.
You just have to be really slow to get killed.
Yeah.
There wasn't even like
Those were scary.
a crossing guard there to.
Well, I mean, they probably were killed. That's what we're supposed to infer from that scene. But I mean, clearly we have clearly seen that M16, small arms are not affecting these things, right? They're just pissing them off. So unless the other side of that thing had tanks and missile launchers constantly there, it was real dumb. And I guess maybe because they couldn't film a tunnel somewhere.
A big feeling that I got from this was that the human side of it was more dangerous than the creature side.
I understand that. Yeah, and that's what Mexico was having issues with. They just didn't want the Americans using the chemicals to bomb the aliens.
Okay, so is that why they all had gas masks?
Yeah, it's because the Americans were bombing. That's why you kept hearing them chant "No bombs, no bombs."
Well, I got that they were bombing, but I just kind of had to infer. I mean, I wasn't sure.
I actually thought the gas masks was because the aliens gave off some type of gas.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why they were wearing the gas masks.
Yeah,
I thought they were
do a good job explaining anything.
No, and we complain about rules of a movie.
Yeah.
They didn't do so hot in this one in terms of rules, because I thought they were doing the gassing or the to kill the infection, which might have been what was on the trees.
Right.
That's the only thing I thought they were trying to kill out were the egg sacs, basically.
Well, what my question was, if we know that that's how they're breeding, I'm going to sound super cynical, but napalm will fix that. I'm just saying, like, if this is a world threat, why is only America and Mexico involved? That seemed a little short-sighted.
They went up to Canada and Canadians were like, "Hey, please stop."
And
they was like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry." And they went back.
In the next monsters, they're on the other side of the planet.
Right, but they run. Like, they're smaller and they're running.
Which I don't get.
I don't know if that's a direct sequel to this either. It looks like it, but
it is.
It is? You watched it?
And it's supposed to be horrible.
Oh. Well.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna put ourselves in the shoes of Scoot McScooter here.
Scooter McGarry.
Scooter McBooten. What'd you say? Scooter Booten?
Scooter McGarry. That's why I got my picture
It's Scooter
here.
McGavin.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Scooter McGarry.
Scooter McHarry. Oh, that's hysterical. Cute.
Yeah,
oh,
there you go.
but it's McNary, not Harry.
Yeah, I know, but I don't care.
Oh, well, the joke's still funny. His avatar, by the way, is a German Shepherd on a Razor scooter.
It's Scooter.
So they survived the night of the T-Rex attack, right, in the pickup trucks, right? And the next morning they get up and they go looking around for the destruction, and he finds the dude what had his camera. Why aren't you picking up a gun? Like that would be my first instinct, is to arm myself. Anybody else, or am I just because I like not that I like guns, but I'm comfortable around them?
You're super violent. We've already established this in form.
That is true. Yeah.
Like Sam's violent towards you, but you are just violent towards everyone.
Yeah, I'm peaceful to everybody except Sean.
That's actually
Scoot's a lover, not a fighter.
I mean, that's obviously true, but I still had a hard time. There's a clip I'll try to play. We'll see. We'll see if it works or not. But I was really confused why he was confused why guys had guns. Because
Why does he have a gun? Why does he
yeah, he was like,
that-
"Why are
that's-
we going with the guys with the guns? You're going into hostile territory with giant alien thingies. Shouldn't you be?"
That apparently are eating people.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you want to go with the dudes with the guns?
Guns. They asked that?
He said that we have to hurry because the daylight.
Oh, I missed it. I know this isn't our usual quality of work. There's reasons I've just...
Gun. Son mis amigos, okay? Those are your friends?
Solo tenemos que llegar antes de que anochezca.
Gracias. He said that we're safe.
Nada.
Why do they have guns?
Anyway, just that was a dumb... Why are you asking that? I just... Anyway, just whatever.
Is this? Oh no, sorry. This is before we meet our first alien.
Yeah, I guess kind of. Well, that night though they had the scare in the boat. The night before they had the scare with the airplane in the boat.
Okay, so okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that already happened. So again, I'm confused why he's.
Yeah, that question is
confused.
dumb. Then
It is dumb. I mean, they know they're going into the zone. The guy, the ticket master, even said, "I have to send people with you to protect you." So
I'm
how
the ticket master, follower of Gozer.
right? How else are they gonna? How else will they protect you? I couldn't believe his character was as dumb as he was. Is my point. Homer Simpson makes better decisions than this guy. No one wants to work behind the register unless they own the register. Okay, just saying. What? A good thing that
What?
they have this scene when they're in the gas station and
Yeah.
Of course she dies.
and we're trying to have a little backstory, and he's like, "I always wanted to work behind the register," and she's like, "Yeah, that seems like a good thing to work behind the register." What? No one wants to work that job unless
I always
you...
wanted a Purple Heart.
So the big question is, improvisation works on comedies, except for beer thing that we watched. But
Drinking buddies.
drinking buddies? Thank you. Yeah. But have we seen a good improvised drama, especially on the scale of something like this that had no?
I have no reference to. I have no reference to give you because I don't know of any.
Yeah,
I don't think you can.
Like,
I mean, go ahead, Sean.
Well, I'm just trying to think. You can't. I don't. You. Robin Williams was brilliant at improvisation, right? Good Morning Vietnam. Yeah. He improvised some of his lines, but he still had a script he was reading from. He just changed his lines, but he still fit the overall story. And everyone else in the building, in the room, on set, had a script, right? So
yeah,
that's the only example I can come up with. And we're talking about a once-in-a-generation kind of man in Robin Williams. So to answer your question, Corny, did you have something? Like, I can't come up with anything.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think you can, because when you're talking about drama, there's obviously lines that are said and feelings that are supposed to be elicited from responses. But put it this way, those of you listening home, prior to our podcast, we had a pretty serious conversation, and in the middle of all of that, our boy Sam decides to make a funny comment. But the point is that even in that drama, even if we were improvising drama, somebody's going to go off script and say something funny, because that's just how we are as people.
Yeah.
So I don't think you could ever improvise a drama, because you never know if you're going to have a Sam on the stage willing to make a Vinegar Strokes reference.
Those who know will get it.
So I'm going to continue to emphasize the point. I don't think you can emphasize. You can crap. What's the word I'm looking for? Improvise. That's the word. An entire movie, right? Because some of the greatest lines in film's history were just done on the fly. Are you talking to me? you looking at me, or whatever the line is, that was improvised. You know, he didn't. That was just off the fly, right? But the whole movie.
But
wasn't
he had
that.
and you had an initial script that got his character to that point
Yeah.
where he could make a comment like
You know, I love you.
Right.
I know. That was improv. But again, it was one line. So
yeah.
that's, I guess, what we are saying, I think is what we're saying, is this movie needed a script. And if
Yes.
you want to have moments where it's off the cuff, where it's just him saying funny things because he can be clever or whatever, then there you go, right? But you're putting a lot on the actor to just come up with things to say. I mean, we only can fill a podcast for an hour and a half because we have, quote unquote, a script. We have a subject matter
Yep.
that we're all talking about. If we did a podcast every week for an hour and a half with no subject matter, where it was just the four of us just shooting the shit, it would be boring and no one would listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think
And that's different. No, I'm kidding.
well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
touche. You're right.
Good point? Question mark?
Yeah, yeah. Way to bring the podcast down.
I'm teasing.
I know, but you're not.
No, he's not.
But so that anyway. So I guess I think the point that we're all in conclusion with is this movie needed a script. Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
And
she's dead.
And yeah, she is. So and that might have been the only thing he ever wrote down. She dies.
She did. No, she didn't know that. He just goes, she did.
She did. That's the name of the script, and then she did.
Whoopsie.
So anyway, and then the only thing last thing I wrote was they sound like humpbacked whales. That was my last note.
Yeah.
So normally I have had time and energy and an opportunity to pull clips from the movie, and then I would play them, and we would laugh or whatever at them. However,
we could do laugh tracks. We could just kind of randomly laugh, and then you insert it later.
Right. That's
what she said.
Most of these. Oh, nice.
Giggle.
But most of these aren't funny. So they were just kind of moments that I wanted to capture. So I'm going to do my best to just kind of cue up what I want to have played, and we will just see what happens. Okay. So this was the first clip of A Dumb Promise.
That's my little girl you have there, you know. Yes, sir. I understand. She's in safe hands. You're going to get her back home safe. Promise me. Yes, sir.
Nah, man, I'm not going to do it.
That's the worst voice acting ever, by the way.
I
promise me you'll bring my daughter home.
Yeah. I'm
Those
too
messages
rich.
will self-destruct in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm too rich to come down there myself and get my child. Just whatever. I mean, Liam Neeson went all the way across the world and beat up a whole bunch of people to get his daughter.
Hey, in all fairness, Liam Neeson was a terrible father that let that keep happening.
I know,
That's
right?
true.
What movie was that from?
All of them.
No. There's a movie where they make fun of that.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't Paul Rudd say that or something? Isn't that like in... Oh, crap. See, somebody says that. They said something like, gosh, after 3 movies, you'd think that...
Ant-Man?
Is it an Ant-Man?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I thought Paul Rudd said it, but maybe somebody else said it. But they talk about Liam Neeson in Taken, and then he's like, gosh, it happens 3 times. He's a terrible father or something like that. I can't remember the fine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What? I play.
Can't find it. Yeah.
Oh, this was a dumb one. This really actually pissed me off. All right, so this is another one of those kind of movies where you have, because it's super low budget, you can kind of put your own little political themes and ideas into the movie. You know, like the big ass wall.
Wars Badam Coy.
Yeah, and yeah, stuff like that. So here's a knock on the health system, if I can pull it up right.
Something bad to happen to profit from it.
You mean like a doctor?
Oh, snap.
Okay. All right. Let's go there for a second, all right?
Well, now remember, he's cynical.
I understand he is cynical. And we live in America where healthcare is not universal like it is in Canada and England. I'm not going to argue that point. That's not what I'm going to say. My point is this. Doctors in America don't make commission. It's not like some doctors going, yeah, Katrina, all right, time to rake in the money. It's not how this works. Okay?
Actually, that's not how I thought it worked. I'm sorry.
No, it's not how it works. Okay? Individual practices, yes, they need patients to come in so that they can have a living. But it's not like they're going to make bukus more money because of disaster. Doctors aren't waiting around for disasters. I didn't like that line at all. It bothered me. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
That's fair.
And if you disagree with me, then shoot me an email and yell at me. I don't care.
Okay. Hold on.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. Not that.
What?
I was looking for... trying to find this.
The migration is driven by seasonal change. Scientists say that more than 100 migrate this time of year. Whatever you call them, their population...
Should we go grab a cocktail?
Okay. So, again, we're getting information from the news, and then he wants to go drink. So, good job. I already played that clip. What? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember what this one is, so we'll just go to the to see if I can figure things out.
Let's go to the board.
Let's go to thank you, Sam. Let's go to the board. And speaking of board.
Oh, I know. This episode sucks. How do I want to capture this? There's no dialogue. What's happening? He's looking around, trying to figure out what's going on while there's no one there. Welcome to the United States of America. I guess there's smoke in the background. We're supposed to assume that maybe those are bomb impacts.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And these random fighters just floating around. Not floating, flying. They fly, they don't float. Is this the pointless question where she asks? God, this music, by the way, was... Oh, we gotta have a tattered...
Look deeply into my eyes. There's nothing in my hand.
Gotta have a tattered American flag. Come on, say a line, somebody.
Hello?
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, that...
All right. Anyway, the line that
you're looking for?
Yeah, thank you.
So I totally did that when I saw that. When that scene happened.
Oh, that's awesome. I would have made it better. According to my notes, I wrote, "What happened here? ? Maybe the aliens walked through that big space in the wall." So,
yeah. And apparently they did.
Apparently they did. Yeah. That's it. That's all I know.
We've got the wall built, but we have a little bit of a problem. What's that? There's about, I don't know, a 50-foot gap in it. It's fine. Put a road there. We'll be good.
Right. Just, yeah. I honestly think it's because of the low budgetness. They just couldn't find a way to film them walking through a tunnel. Is all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or a spot, yeah.
But I mean,
one of the scary things is that the set locations. Or the places they filmed really exist. It's not like all the bombed out places and things. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
When was this filmed again?
I'm looking that up right now. Mostly in the obviously the Mayan ruins. I clicked on the wrong thing.
Was some of this? Do you think some of this was filmed maybe?
Belize,
around
Texas, the Mayan ruins.
Around the area where Katrina or
no, because it just says Texas, USA. So East Texas was affected by Katrina. So maybe that's where that was. But the rest is Costa Rica, Guatemala, Mexico, the Mayan ruins, Texas, and Belize. So, I mean, Costa Rica, that was probably most of the jungle stuff. In Guatemala, Mexico was obviously fairly obvious. Texas, yeah, you're right. Texas might have been, that eastern border area. because they were obviously at the border, because a lot of those border signs they saw are real. Yeah. All right.
It says beware of dog lady.
Yeah. Dude, randomly barks at you. The only tropes I wrote overprotective rich father trope. Photographer can't not be a photographer. He's always got to be taking pictures of something. Answering machine fake out. 2010 people. No one has answering machines anymore. America is the bad guy.
Who do we know that would actually make a very interesting voicemail? I mean, it seems kind of silly.
Well, here's the thing, too.
Guy who does voices, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, that was years ago. She's gonna marry this douche, right? And
yeah,
she calls and leaves an answer. A mail. She calls and leaves. The answering machine picks up, and she's faked out by it. Like, haven't you heard that machine 1,000 times to know that that's not your husband or fiance? Whatever.
I mean, this is the first time.
And why didn't you call his cell phone? Why didn't you call his cell phone? Okay, so
that's right. Apparently, telephones work.
Yeah, so Sam, your argument there is bad because it's like they're using payphones and landlines, calling other landlines. You know, he calls and leaves a voicemail on the answering machine for his son for his birthday. Which did that not seem to jump around? Because didn't he call at one point and say happy birthday? I'll
know I'm a day early or something like that.
Oh, did he say a day early? I mean, I missed that.
I think he said, yeah, I'm a day early. And then, a day or two goes by and he goes,
happy birthday.
I forgot what it was. Yeah, something like that.
And then,
wait, what?
I got confused because I thought it was, he said happy birthday in the voicemail. And then when he called at the gas station, it was his birthday. I was like, wait a minute. I thought he already had his birthday. And then home is ruined by the time they get back trope, like the 28 days later he wakes up and home is ruined kind of thing.
Or when Ash wakes up after
taking too many drops of the sleeping juice.
I slept too long.
Yeah, I overslept. I love that scene. I know why they didn't keep it in the final edit, but do you know what we're talking about, Sam?
Yes.
Do you know what we're talking about, Andrew?
No.
All right. For those of you who don't know, this is actually worth telling. So the end of the movie, The Army of Darkness, the Sam Raimi masterpiece, that is Army of Darkness. Ash accidentally goes back in time to the medieval California, because that's clearly Southern California where they're filming. And,
absolutely.
And it meets King Arthur where he helps them defeat the Deadites, the Dead Army, right? And they give him a potion to drink, and in the theatrical cut, he just then wakes up and he's in a S-Mart, which is like a Walmart, talking to Sam Raimi's brother, Ted Raimi, and then an alien or then a Deadite shows up at the store, and then he gets to kiss Bridget Fonda for some reason. So.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Right, he says it. Hail to the king, I think, is how the movie ends. Right. But in the original cut, he has to take this thing and he drinks it, right? And he takes one drop for 100 years.
1,000 years, right?
No, it's 100 years.
I thought it was 1,000 years.
Oh my God, no! 1,000? Really? Have we?
Well,
we haven't had.
You're right.
You're
100 years.
Yeah,
You're right.
So it's a drop for 100 years, right? So he's like, and he's supposed to be like 7 drops. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some rubble falls because they're going to put him in a cave where no one will bother him for 700 years. And then some rubble falls, and he looks over, and he comes back, and then he miscounts. And so when he wakes up, he's got this long beard, and he pushes through the rubble, and out before him is not only is it a wasteland, but it's a wasteland of every Earth monument ever. So like the Statue of Liberty is on fire, and so is Big Ben, and the Eiffel Tower is there, and the Sphinx is there. Like all of them have been piled into this giant landfill, and he literally screams, "I slept too long," and that's how the movie ends.
Okay.
Okay.
Insert crickets.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It was awesome and hilarious.
It's actually hysterical, and the reason why they didn't use that cut was because they felt like they had been shitting on him this entire movie that they wanted to give him a happy ending because that ending, I mean, it's kind of rough, you know. He saves the Earth, but then apparently within 100 years, we kill ourselves or something. Speaking of that.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Well, the show's going on another hour.
Trivia. I'll cook through some of this trivia. It's actually pretty funny. Or actually, it's actually pretty good. Gareth created all of the film's visual effects himself using his home computer, which I told you. Quote, you can go into the shop now and you can buy a laptop that's faster than the computers that they made Jurassic Park on.
Woohoo!
I thought you'd like that, Sam.
They're called
reason
Macs.
the reason I picked this movie is because you had to say Jurassic Park in the trivia. Yeah.
That why?
Yep.
This film was shot entirely on location. We talked about that. The scene where the gorilla is retelling his experience with one of the monsters and explains how it was over 100 meters tall, he was actually talking about an encounter a relative had with a UFO.
Yeah.
Right, so you just said gorilla, and I was like
animals?
I was like, there's fucking monkeys.
Great Bape came out and talked to him, yeah.
I read that trivia, Sean, and if I'm Hispanic and I'm watching this movie and I know what he's saying, doesn't that offend me a little bit? That they just think that Americans are so dumb we can just say whatever Spanish line or Hispanic line that we want to say and they won't know the difference.
I wonder if we would go back and watch with the closed caption, if it would translate for us. And I do know that some of the signs, like in the news crawl and stuff, was gibberish Spanish. It wasn't like real sentences.
That makes sense. I'm okay with that.
At the 2010 SXSW Film Festival, Magnolia Pictures bought the film rights to Monsters on the night it was screened in what was the first ever overnight acquisition at that festival. So good for him. And then this is the thing I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, or the show, was the first scene of the movie showing during the film credits takes place right after the last scene of the movie when the photographer and the girl kiss. And then you hear the song, The Soldier Ride of the Valkyries. There you go. Not going to play the recasting game because, well, I guess we can. But
I thought he was okay.
Let's do those with big names. How about that?
I mean, if you want to do a big super, let's say if we wanted to remake this movie with a big budget, right? So we have a big budget dude. Honestly, and maybe we're going to be overusing this dude pretty soon, but I like Bradley Cooper in this role.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't.
You can't see face being like that, just being snarky and.
I can. I just don't want to. How about that?
No, okay, that's fair.
I could see Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, okay.
A younger, not as insane Shia LaBeouf.
I could see a Snowpiercer Chris Evans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I could.
Yeah, way less buff. He has to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Or let's go with something completely different and go with a Bruce Campbell.
But he's old and hitting on the girl would be creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Would it?
It didn't stop our main actor last. Oh no, wait. He did say, "Stop, go away" to the girl.
Yeah.
Last week.
But I think they end the movie with the assumption they're going to go do it, like the monsters in the movie did, and they'll even glow in the dark.
Don't we all?
I mean, I'm already kind of translucent as it is, so.
Yeah, I usually just strap Sean to the hood when I drive home.
Yeah, I'm like a shake, those shake flashlights, you can just shake me up and I glow.
Super.
Or I'm a glow stick. You just break my back and I glow. That's why my back hurts so much.
Just get that guy from Batman. He'll fix it right away.
Oh yeah, that's all I need is just someone to punch me in the back. I'll be fine. That's how modern medicine.
That's what your chiropractor does, right?
That's exactly what he does.
He's a licensed puncher.
Yeah, he was a boxer in a former profession.
Speaking of chiropractor, so I had a back injury, guys, some time ago, and I have a monthly maintenance deal, at my local office, and there's this guy who was absolutely jacked. His arms are like, I don't know, 19, 20 inches big. I'm like, I don't want you to snap my neck. So the first time that I see him, I was like, please don't be him. Please don't be him. Please don't be him. And then my normal guy was like, all right, we're going to let you go with Dr. So-and-so. And I was like, shit. So he goes, hey, we're going to crack your back. And I was like, I don't want to. And so the first thing he does is he lays me on my back and says, all right, we're going to work with your neck here. And I looked at him and I said, be gentle. And we had a good laugh. He's like, yeah, I get that. But the guy's just freaking, it made no sense. He should not be a chiropractor. He should be a professional wrestler. That's what he looks like. So, yeah, more power to him. But
nice.
I was afraid I was going to die that day, and I didn't have clean underwear on, so it was going to be pretty terrible. I just assumed after he broke my neck, I would just poop myself.
Well,
that's what happens.
Just make sure you wear your brown pants.
That guy's got the right idea. He wore his brown pants.
I saw a pretty funny picture of Ryan Reynolds today wearing a T-shirt that had it was Nemo or Marlin on the front from Finding Nemo. Only he was colored red and black with the mask on from Deadpool, and it said Finding Francis.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know who else I'd recast for the lead. I mean, for this role, if all we're gonna have her be is the trope damsel in distress, then you can just pick any attractive girl.
Claire Danes.
I mean,
with or without the eyebrows.
Sure, that's fine.
We already got aliens. We don't need her too.
Yeah.
How about Penelope Cruz?
Oh.
And then the aliens can talk to her.
Ouch, man. Shots fired.
I don't even think that just because you guys made the foot joke. I mean, Andrew made the foot joke. I can't help not do it.
Brutal, you guys are. Trying to think of who else we could get in that role. How about the pretty girl from Game of Thrones?
Emily Clark?
No. Natalie Dormer.
Ooh.
No, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, she's kind of badass. I don't know.
Dormier.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Oh. I think it's actually Dormer.
Yeah, she's available now.
She did.
She did. Yeah.
Spoiler. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to look in here at some of the other actors we can get. Who could do that kind of snarky role. I mean, I guess there's probably plenty of
Abigail
people.
Breslin.
No, God, no.
Well, she wasn't right for a fighter, but
Actually, truth be told, she might actually work in that role, but she's really young is the problem. So the whole drinking scene would be a little inappropriate.
Well, you could drink at that age in Mexico.
You're in Mexico. It's fine.
Yeah, it's still worse than last week.
Oh, quit being a redhead. I don't know.
Okay. Where is he going with that?
Sorry.
Okay. Whatever. There you go. So there's that part of the game. What soundtrack grade? Just whatever. Cheap, synthy, discordant, annoying. What did we learn? Always get a receipt for your $5,000 ferry ticket. That's what I learned.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money not to have a. Hey, you remember that thing we did?
Yeah. Remember yesterday when I argued with you? We were the only Americans here. So. Yeah.
Remember this face?
Yeah.
This beautiful girl's face?
Right.
You remember her.
Of course you remember her. Don't be a douche. Don't be a Mexican douche.
That's fair.
Don't be an El douche. There you go. I just offended all Mexicans.
El douche.
Here we go. Alien Invaders. We're going to go with top 3 movies with alien invaders. This is where aliens come from another planet and they attack Earth. That's kind of how that works. And then you shoot up through your shield to kill them. That's the movie. That's the video game.
I'm a pilot. I can fly.
I'm a pilot. I'm fly. Oh, that might come back up in a second. Wait, didn't we say something earlier about a joke. Oh, I was going to make the joke about Donald Trump and building the wall. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. And you just did.
Yeah, there it is. There's the joke. I suck. All right, Andrew.
Well,
This is on soundtrack.
I'm going to start with my honorable mention, which is The X-Files.
Okay.
Number 3, Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, that's my honorable mention.
Oh, man.
Number 2, Men in Black.
Who?
This is Men in Black 1, the first one, the original.
Who's invading? I guess the bugs are going to try to invade. Okay.
Yeah. And number 1, Independence Day.
Yep. I fly. I'm pilot. All right. Corny.
Well, since Andrew just pretty much took my list,
real quick, by the way, Andrew, just Corny, sorry. I had to say this before I forget. My wife and I have been looking at vehicles, and every time she says, "What about a Honda Pilot?" I say that line, and she's like, "Stop doing that." It's actually funny. She's like, "So what do you think about the Honda Pilot?" I'm pilot. I fly. She's like, "Do you have to do it every time?"
Yes.
I'm like, "I guess so." Apparently, Corny has to say "Bamp" after every time someone says "Nightcrawler."
Bamp.
So,
I just like to point out, folks, that episode was like 20 or 30 years ago. I'm pretty proud of myself right now.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That movie still haunts me. Anyway,
there are people like that out there.
I know.
Hey, bruh.
That not just that part. That part doesn't haunt me. Yeah, Sam. Not Sam. What's his name? Sam. Crap.
Raimi?
No, the guy. Hey, brah. Who's the actor that Sam hates?
Bill Paxton.
Oh,
Bill Paxton. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't haunt me. The movie haunts me. That movie and Snowpiercer have been the two movies that have haunted me that we've watched for this show. I don't know why, but both of those movies still affect me to this day. It's very strange. Sorry, Corny, your list.
Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna go with Scott Pilgrim vs. World as a honorable mention.
What? Where are they? Is this a thing where Sam's gonna say Jurassic Park because dinosaurs are alien to this planet?
I'm gonna go yes. That's actually what I'm
okay. So
doing here.
What are the aliens?
The aliens would be Michael Cera.
I'll allow it.
Because he's Canadian?
Because he's Canadian. Come on, man.
Okay.
Canada doesn't exist. We know this. All right. So number 3, I'm going to go with Signs because I actually thought that was pretty interesting at the time. And I now know better. Now I know better.
Yeah.
My number 2.
Well, you could say Signs minus the last part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just don't end
and
it.
I would agree. Yeah.
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 Yes, I would agree with that. I'm going to go with my number 2 as Cloverfield.
Okay.
Okay.
And my number 1 will be a tie between Independence Day and Men in Black.
Okay.
Because I love me some Will Smith.
Welcome to Earth. There you go.
Earth.
I could have been at a family barbecue, but nah. I got to drag your ass across the desert with your dreadlocks hanging up my parachute. And what the hell is that smell? Sorry. I like that movie. Sam.
Actually,
All right.
Sean saying that every 4th of July.
I do.
I feel like I'm the old man. I guess I am of this group. But
I think we've well established that.
Yeah, my honorable mention is Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay.
I used to watch that a ton as a kid, and it freaked me out every time.
Yeah.
My number 3.
This is important.
My number 3 is a movie you haven't seen yet, Sean. I want you to. The World's End.
Okay.
It's the trilogy of what's his name's movies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Simon Pegg bit.
Yep. My number 2 is Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, so much fun.
Live, Die, Repeat. I like that movie.
Yeah. My number 1, I've got to put Independence Day.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
My honorable mention was Cowboys and Aliens. I'm actually surprised my number 3 didn't make it to anyone's list. The Avengers.
I thought about it, but it was
I didn't even think of it as an alien invasion, but you're right.
Yeah. My number 2 is Star Trek: First Contact. The Borg invade Earth, but that's the only movie where the aliens actually make it to Earth. So, And it's the probably the second best of them all. And number one, of course, is Independence Day because I fly, I'm pilot. That's it. That's our show. See you next week.
Bye. It's been fun, folks. See you later.
Out of 10. We have to do that first. GTFO. But
Wait, can we tell our listeners to actually GTFO?
No, I'm not talking to you guys, listeners. I'm talking to Sam.
That's true, listeners. He is talking to...
I don't know.
I just assume it usually is. So, yeah.
And you, Sam. So out of 10.
Can that be this episode? And you say.
Okay. GTFO. Andrew, your top 10.
God, can I get my...
Yeah, you can do your top 10.
Before you tell me to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to say 3. A good even 3 tentacled, misunderstood creations that are not monsters. I think they are people too.
Oh. A person's a person no matter how small or big.
No, they're jellyfish. They probably taste pretty good.
Put them in some rice.
Be a little chewy.
I mean, they're basically calamari, right? I mean,
yeah.
We could probably kill all these things and solve the world hunger. There you go.
Yeah.
Just if we can find a way to get these things to stop shooting down airplanes.
Well, they gotta stop having sex.
I guess that's what it is.
Maybe they have some sort of EMP.
I mean, they were.
That's the only. I don't know.
I don't know. I just if that's thing, then show me. I mean, even if it's or just tell me. How did that knock down that plane? Oh, they have lasers that shoot out of their ass and firebolt that comes out of their eyes.
Fire from their arse.
Yeah.
And I think they do have an EMP. It's an electromagnetic penis.
Zap, 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 zap.
I am not making that the name of the episode.
It screams. It screams. Excuse me.
Oh my gosh. That's why no one's cell phone works.
There you go.
Because of their hoo-ha's are electromagnetic.
It blocks the signal.
Yeah. Talk about a cock block. Okay, I'm done.
I was gonna go. Thank you, Sean. I actually was gonna say cock block the signal, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
You're out of 10, Corny.
I was gonna give it a 5, but the more I think about it, I think I will reserve this to be a good 4.5. It's really bland. I would actually say see it just so you could see how bland a movie could be, like how even a movie could be.
Okay. Sam, I'll be really interested to see what you have to say after last week's score of 0.1.
0.1. No, this one I enjoyed. I don't enjoy it to see it a whole lot, but I think it's worth the see to what you can do nowadays with a vision and a camera and
a really pretty actress.
Yeah, and I think, I'm not going to give it too high. I'll give it a 5.4. I don't want to say dead children. That's the first thing that put in my head.
Whoa!
5.4 calamari killers.
All right.
Name my new band.
Calamari Killers?
Calamari Killers.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm just looking
Squid
back,
Pro.
Sam, at some of the movies that's pretty close with you in the same score. It's interesting I go back and look, and like you gave The Punisher a 4.1.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I'm gonna give it a 3.5, simply because it was a well-made, the sound was good. The sound work. I mean, a lot of the sound work though with them talking was in like quiet rooms, and then a lot of the sound work when they were like out in the field was done in obviously a studio because you couldn't see their mouth moving because it was off camera. But it was a well-built and made film for a super low budget, and just write a damn script.
Yeah.
All right. So, but next week we will not have problems with someone writing a damn script because we are doing Lethal Weapon 4.
Woo!
Got it in.
That's what a listener. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Alan, but I can't remember.
Thanks, Alan.
Said, hey, Lethal Weapons 4 is streaming. He tweeted it in. Lethal Weapons 4 is streaming. Or all of them are streaming, but I like that one the best, so do that one. And I was like, yeah, sure. It's got Jet Li in it. And, so you've got your Chris Rock and your Jet Li and some Asian racist remarks. And Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. And there was somebody else in it. Who was that short guy that's in this? He says whatever and okay a lot. He was in that gangster movie. I can't think of what his name is. Is anyone
Tyrion Lannister?
Tyrion Lannister. No, that was not him. I can't remember the name. Anyway, if anyone can
Danny
think
DeVito.
of, I think no.
Danny
He
DeVito.
He was the Penguin. That's not
Vern Troyer.
Wow, I'm actually impressed. No, not Mini-Me. Anyway, I can't think of the name, but if you guys know who I'm talking about, then you know that he's in the movie. And if you've listened to this show for more than 30 episodes, you obviously know that
he's a good fella.
I'm obviously joking and I just refuse to say his name. But we got some. Lethal Weapon 4 is coming up next week. That's going to be really cool. And after that, here it comes, the Jurassic Park. There it is. So assuming that
what the hell is happening right now?
Apparently, there's a very large fly that knows how to perform. Jurassic Park is coming up in 2 weeks. That is Sam's favoriteest movie of all time, and it'll be fun to do that movie with him. As much as I would love to just sit there and say, this part was real dumb, Sam, and defend it, please. It's going to be a good time. So there's that. We got Sum of All Fears coming up after that. So that will finish out the Jack Ryan series for us. And then we've got a bunch of other movies coming up after that, but I don't know what they are. So there you go. Lethal Weapon 4. Bone
Tomahawk's in there somewhere.
I guess. I don't actually see it, but if you say so.
It's there.
It actually isn't, but okay.
Oh, it's coming.
But we'll put it in there because Andrew really wants us to watch that.
That's what she said.
So that's gonna do it for us. Thank you for listening. I can end the show now, right? Yes, please. Did I? I don't think I did. Did I play this? Did I play the clip?
I don't think so.
Well, here it is.
No, you didn't.
Time for our top 3.
Okay,
there we go. Thanks, Corny. Anyway, so that's it. That's our show. Thank you for listening. Very excited for next week. It'll be a lot of fun. So leave us a review, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere where podcasts are bought and sold. Like us our website. No, visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com, and you can go from there. You can also donate to our GoFundMe account, gofundme.com/cheapseatreviews. Help us out there. Keep the show going. We've met our halfway goal. We gotta keep going just a little bit more. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. Follow us on Twitter @CheapSeatCast. I'm at Sean J. Allred, @Siniji16. It's Sam @JohnnyDarko16. It's Corny, and @AJemison is Andrew. Of course, please send us your emails. Please send us your emails.
Sean really likes emails. Come on, guys.
I do,
and gals. Yeah, let's. Yeah.
cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. 704-271-4290 is our phone number. You may call us and leave us a voicemail. That's going to do it for us. Holy crap, guys. That was fun. I am glad that we watched the movie. I just don't ever want to watch it again. So thank you, Sam. I actually genuinely do appreciate it for you forcing me to watch it. So that's going to do it. So on behalf of Andrew, Corny, Sam, and the skateboard riding dog, this is Sean saying thanks for listening and good night.
Harry. and they lived every. I messed it up. I'm sorry.